What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the Batman 2021. So even though we're still all coked up inside, Andy Serkis, who is playing Alfred, he's also the director of Venom Let There Be Carnage Venom 2, has recently been speaking to Lad Bible about his variation of Alfred in the Batman 2021. But first, guys, if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any videos. And also, we've just started a Twitch channel, so if you could follow us on Twitch, if you do support the work we do here over here on the Warstu channel, we much appreciate it if you could. Just bought a new Elgato capture card so I can start streaming video games on Twitch properly. It's something I've been doing on the YouTube channel for a long time, for over 2 years, but I haven't really been streaming much recently. So if you could follow me on Twitch, that would be awesome. We're close to 100 followers, which is big on any platform. And also at the 100,000 subscribe mark, I will be giving away something pretty damn cool, so make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on. So as we said, Andy Serkis recently spoke to the Lad Bible. The British actor and director spoke and teased what to expect from the first Batman movie post Ben Affleck's variation. So this movie is very much about the relationship between Alfred and Batman, or Bruce Wayne, which is very interesting because although we've had that in previous variations, we've not had it as deep and as sensitive as it seems in this. So it really is centered around these two characters, which is something that we always see in the Batman movies, even going back to Christopher Nolan's variation of Batman played by Christian Bale. So hopefully we do not get this again. So he went on to talk about previous variations of Alfred. He said, Kane was fantastic, Serkis said. His Alfred was legendary. I couldn't even begin to go there. Really, you find yourself. It's like playing these iconic roles in Shakespeare. You go back, you revisit them, and you have to make it your own and see what it is about the character that connects you with you and your personal diagram. He kept busy, pulling double duty in the editing process whilst directing Venom Let There Be Carnage in the middle of performing for the Batman at the same time as production started shutting down due to quarantine. I was literally halfway through shooting my part in it when we got shut down, he said. So it'd be interesting to see when they resurface and what has been affected during lockdown, but it is going to be beautiful. So it's interesting that whilst directing a movie and editing a movie, he was playing a role in another movie, because there has been rumors that this variation of Alfred was going to die very early on, but based on what he said, I think that debunks it, because he says it's centered around the emotional relationship between Alfred and Bruce Wayne, which realistically does debunk anything of Alfred dying, in my opinion. I mean, it doesn't concurrently say that, but it is kind of getting at that. So it is going to be interesting. And the words that he used to describe the Batman movie are also very interesting and could have us led to believe it's going to be a very different movie. So he describes the script as beautiful, moving, emotional, dark, gorgeous, deep, intense, interesting. So we're pretty much in for a pretty epic movie if this is the case, if they ever get back to shooting. Now, I'm very fascinated to see what is popping and what everything is going to look like, because if you remember, before they stopped shooting, they were just about to move on to Liverpool to shoot the Batmobile scenes, and we were going to get the first real look of the Batmobile, because as cool as the images they revealed are, they're not really the Batmobile. Until you see the Batmobile moving, it doesn't really matter what a static image looks like. So it's going to be very interesting to see when and if they can restart working, which, looking at seeing as they're shooting in England, it ain't going to be happening anytime soon, at least before June. And also based on that, you could rectify that Tenet, Warner Bros. Most recent movie that's supposed to be coming out in July, will pretty much be delayed, because even if everything is reopening up in America, they're not going to launch a movie just in one country. It's going to have to be done globally. So as we know, in this movie, every kind of leak, rumor suggests that Penguin is running to become mayor, which is interesting because that's a storyline that they've already done in the highly successful Fox TV show Gotham. And it would be very interesting to see how Colin Farrell is going to become mayor, because he thinks he's playing a good guy, but is he playing a bad guy? So it's going to be very, very interesting. So as I said before, there's only tidbits here and there about what is popping YouTube and what is good with the Batman movie. So we also also found out some other little tidbits that I thought I'd put together in a Batman mega video, but it is looking like it's going to be a freaking awesome. So over the last week or so, Robert Pattinson has been caught out running. And he's come under massive fire again for not being a mega juggernaut, super stacked person. So he's looking pretty lean, and yeah, he's looking pretty lean. And a lot of the comments say stuff like, yo bro, you need to add like 12 to 15 pounds of muscle, where realistically he doesn't. If you take people like Bruce Lee, Batman was supposed to be trained by the League of Shadows or Ra's al Ghul, or something like that. It depends which variation they're going with. So Batman doesn't have to be stacked. He's supposed to be essentially a ninja, essentially someone so lean. So if you look at Bruce Lee was freaking tiny, but it'd still knock your head off. So just because this variation of Batman Robert Pattinson is running in a park and he doesn't look very big, but he is in good shape, does not mean he can't be a good Batman, because this is supposed to be a year one Batman. It's not supposed to be the final product. We're probably going to have different variations of the suit. There's rumored to be 1, 2, 3 suits in the first movie alone. So I think it's a bit unfair with the talent that Robert Pattinson has. If you watch Twilight, you might be like, meh, but if you watch his newer stuff, Lighthouse, etc., he looks like he's going to be performing a really cool role in Tenet. In the trailer for Tenet, at least, he looks like he's going to smash that role. So I think it's a bit unfair, some people trolling him because he's not the biggest guy. But Batman doesn't have to be the biggest guy. Take Oliver Queen, Stephen Amell, Green Arrow. Yes, he's got some size, but he's not big. I mean, John Diggle. You know, John Stewart, so to speak, the Green Lantern, you know, John Diggle in Arrow, he was like huge. He made like Green Arrow look small, so to speak. So I don't think we should judge the Batman based on how big he is. It's not like he's trying to play Superman or something like that. I mean, just look what they did with Zachary Levi. I mean, but I'm really hoping that it's not a muscle suit. We know it's not a muscle suit. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is don't criticize his performance based on his physique, because that's just not really cool, is it? So also in the news, whilst looking up some DC information for this video, we found this story that is pretty interesting. So anyone that knows this channel knows that I'm a massive fan of Henry Cavill being Superman, not just because he's English, because in my opinion, he's the greatest Superman we've ever had, or at least that I've ever seen. So I was sent this because obviously Grace Landolph has blocked me. I don't know why. But apparently she's not covering the Superman story from Heroic Hollywood because of the following. By the way, I can't make a video about Henry Cavill coming back as Superman because I hear Warner Bros is willing to reconsider, which is interesting because, yeah, that's true. But the next part, he says Cavill still wants more money than they're willing to pay him. So still no Henry Cavill Superman, but Grace, you could still make a video on it. So I do think she's a trustworthy source. I know she gets something wrong before. She does get things wrong, but like I say, guys, the biggest supposed Hollywood insiders always get things wrong. The Avengers 4 title from all the biggest scoopers were wrong every single week, yet people still believe him. So if he is demanding more money, then I think he deserves it, because, you know, Witcher smashed it, but he still wants to play it. Like, The Witcher was the #1 series on Netflix before the quarantine, so it's a bit unfair now because literally 80% of people are at home that wouldn't be at home. So if he is demanding more money, I think he deserves it with The Witcher, with Mission Impossible. And to be honest, if you seen what he got paid for Man of Steel 1, you could understand why he wants more money. So I think it is interesting that she kind of confirms that it's real, which is cool, because you don't normally see insiders agreeing with someone else's scoop. Normally they're like, no, that's wrong. Or at least on Twitter, every insider literally debunks another insider's scoop. So it is interesting how she's still insinuating that yes, it's true, they are going to reconsider it, but they don't want to pay more money. And for some reason, Warner Bros have a problem with paying people money when they deserve it, so to speak. Because instantly, you look at the Supergirl show flopping. If they reveal the Man of Steel 2 at this Comic-Con event this year, okay, the stay-at-home Comic-Con, DC would win. Everyone wants a Man of Steel 2. It doesn't even have to be Man of Steel 2. Man of Tomorrow, because Henry Cavill wants to do this, they should let him, which is funny. Like, just let him. I don't really get why. So if they are wanting to do Superman before Supergirl, then why not just let him come back? So I thought I'd add that tidbit in. I know I covered the story a few days back, but that's kind of an update, so that gives more validity, so to speak, to that. So like always, guys, let me know what you think. Do you think this is going to be the greatest Batman movie we've ever had? Which for me, beating BVS is going to be very hard, but I do think it's going to be pretty cool. But it is an Elseworld storyline. So can you really compare an Elseworld to a Connected Universe storyline? Maybe not, but it'd be interesting. So guys, like always, please like, subscribe, and comment. And like always said, guys, if you are supporting the channel, please follow me on Twitch. That would be awesome, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.